Countryside, in a field of its own.
Now, Richard, brace yourself for this next item because I'm about to ruffle your feathers. Do you know what that is, Richard? Do you want to hear another one?
Go ahead.
Any clue, Richard?
That one I can guess. A hen.
Well, it is. But do you know what they're feeling? Do you sense what they're feeling there in those clips? No, I'm about to tell you. Well, the first one was a happy chicken. Let's hear it again. Happy chicken. I think that sounds like it's laying an egg, but apparently it does happen. Well, maybe it's happy.
Well, maybe a happy laying an egg.
Yeah, exactly. And the second one, let's hear it again because that's a tired chicken. That actually sounds like it's hungry. It's hangry.
It doesn't sound very tired.
Well, that's a tired chicken. Have you ever thought about the language of chicken?
No.
Never.
Definitely not. No.
Never thought, I wonder what they're trying to say to me?
No.
Well, one chicken-loving professor has just released his groundbreaking research into the secret language of chickens. And Professor Adrian Cheok from Nanjing University of Information Science and Technology in China is the man behind this unique research. So, Adrian, why your love of chickens?
Yes. Well, two reasons. One is scientific, one is personal. So the scientific one is actually there's been quite a few studies that chickens are actually very intelligent creatures. They have emotions and they're cognitively very, very intelligent. So, most people think chickens are not very smart. But a lot of scientific studies have shown they're very, very intelligent creatures, and they do have emotions, they do have feelings. So I think it's very important that we research about chickens and poultry. And the second reason, the personal one, when I grew up, similarly to probably a lot of your listeners, my grandfather had chickens in his backyard. So often would play with the chickens. So I have a personal liking for chickens. And then now that I'm working, I do quite a bit of research on chickens. And this new one is about understanding the emotion of chickens from the sound using artificial intelligence.
It sounds like weird and wonderful. I get that you have got sort of this emotional attachment as well, and you want to find out. But most people would say like chickens, they just make sort of random noises. But this research that you've done, counteracts that. You're saying no, there is a rhyme and there is a reason for their audio sounds.
Yes, surprisingly, the sounds are quite different, and chickens have distinctive sounds. When they're contented and happy, when they're lonely, they kind of growl when they're lonely, and then they also when they're angry have another kind of clucking, and also when they're scared, there's a different sound. So yes, the average person might think that chickens just have a single sound, but actually it's quite varying according to their feeling and what they're doing. And so actually even most farmers probably would be able to pick up or understand at least a few of the emotional sounds that chickens make. But with this system here, we could determine with quite high accuracy, over 80% or above, 6 different kinds of emotions of chickens, which were happiness, hunger, tiredness, pain, and fear. And there is more, but we concentrate on these for the first system.
Adrian, how did you get to that conclusion? So how did you find out that this particular sound relates to this emotion, I take it that, did you put them through some kind of did you make them watch something that they didn't like, or did you play a sound that they didn't like? How did you get to this?
No, actually, to get the data we recorded, we had access to about 80 chickens in total through our networks, and we also worked very closely with animal psychologists and veterinarians. So actually we didn't actually try to make the chicken feel a specific emotion. We simply recorded many hours of chicken sounds, and just in the normal space of a day, most chickens will feel happiness, will feel hungry, tired. They'll feel pain if some rooster pecks them or something, and fear, right? So after we recorded maybe 200 hours of sounds, and then we collaborated with animal psychologists and veterinarians to label those sounds. So it's okay, that sound is a happy sound, that sound is a hungry sound. So that's how we got the data, and then we used that data to train an artificial intelligence system, and it was a special kind of system. It's called DEAL, which stands for Deep Emotional Artificial Language, so that we could understand the emotion of the chicken by training the artificial intelligence engine.
I feel very sorry for you or for anybody that had to listen to 200 hours of chicken sounds. I'm sure that probably put you over the edge. But this research, it was done for a reason, and it's going to help, you think, some people in the agricultural industry, like, for instance, vets and farmers themselves. So how will they be able to use this?
Yes, well, in the immediate term, we think we're making apps which we'll provide for free to farmers in the UK, also Australia. We have some collaborators there. So with farmers, they would like to have happy or contented chickens, and the reason being is that actually, and some previous research has shown that happy and contented chickens tend to lay more eggs. So it's actually economically beneficial for the farmer to have happy chickens or contented chickens. And secondly, also the general public doesn't really like to buy eggs from those old style kind of setups where there was a tiny cage and the chicken couldn't even turn around. They would rather pay a few pence more and get a free range chicken egg. So the farmer has a motivation to keep the chickens happy, but the farmer can't be listening to the chickens all day long. So instead, you can have a computer there and microphones and listening to the chicken sounds and telling the farmer when the chickens are happy, and maybe warning signs if the chickens feel tired or fear, like if they're cooped up too much. And so farmers would benefit from this, and veterinarians also, if they can communicate with their patients, which are pets, then it would make any diagnosis and treatment so much better. And in the long term, this project, what I hope it will do is it will help us to communicate with our animals. So this project is focused on chickens, but I believe we can do very similar work with dogs and cats and animals which people keep as pets. And then in the future, you could imagine you could have a bi-directional communication. So not only do you understand your pet cat or dog, but you can also talk to your pet cat and dog in their language. So you'll say something and it'll translate into a dog sound, for example.
Absolutely. Brilliant. I can tell you that your work will be, will be talked about here in Northern Ireland because poultry is big business here. And I'm absolutely fascinated about what your future research into dogs and things like that there, though I'm not 100% sure. I want to know what my dog thinks about me.
Yeah, it might be better not to know sometimes, yeah.
Countryside on BBC Radio Ulster, Radio Foyle and Sounds.